everybody, how are you today? This is Bahare Maseli, and in this video I'm going to teach you about present simple and present continuous or present progressive. Okay, and also the differences between these two. If you'd like to know more about these two tenses, please watch this video until the end. And also, I want to tell you the details of these tenses and with lots of examples. And at the end of this video, I will give you a short quiz. Okay, let's go through the first part. Okay, now as you see here, we have present simple, positive present simple, negative present simple, and interrogative present simple. Okay, now we have verb here, verb like wash, talk, listen, speak. Okay, these are verbs. And now we have a verb plus s or es. Okay, for third person singular, we add s or es, like she talks, okay, or he washes the dishes. Okay, as you see here, we have an example. He plays, okay, plays tennis. He plays tennis. Now, negative, do, does, okay, plus not, plus verb. Okay, like this. She doesn't, okay, doesn't is the contraction form of does not. She doesn't play tennis. She doesn't play tennis. Okay, here play as a verb, and doesn't is the negative form of play. Okay, she doesn't play tennis. Now question, do plus or does, okay, it comes at the beginning of the sentence, and then the rest of the sentence plus verb. For example here, do you, okay, you as a subject, subject pronoun, do you play tennis? Do you play tennis? Okay, we use do at the beginning of the sentence, then subject, then main verb. Okay, do you play tennis? Now, the usage of simple present or present simple to talk about regular habits, okay, to talk about things that you do regularly every day, okay, habits or repeated actions. For example, I get up really early and practice for an hour, or so most days, okay, most days. I use, okay, here, use, I use the internet, just about every day, okay, it is a repeated action, just about every day. Okay, now, we have some words here, and they are okay, they are adverbs of frequency, and you can use it in present simple, like always, generally, normally, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, never, every day, every evening. Okay, now, okay, we can use adverbs of frequency okay, before the main verb, okay, before the main verb, or after the helping verb. Okay, for example, he plays tennis. We can say he always plays tennis. Okay, he always plays tennis, or he generally plays tennis. We use adverbs of frequency before the main verb. Okay, and in the negative form we have doesn't and play. We can say she doesn't usually play tennis. She doesn't usually play tennis. Okay, and now let's go through the next part. Okay, we use present simple to talk about permanent situation. To talk about permanent situation. Okay, my parents owns a. My parents own a restaurant. My parents own a restaurant. Okay, here is a permanent situation. It is not temporary. It is permanent. Now, you should pay attention to this note. We use the present perfect, not the present simple, to say how long, how long something has continued. For example, I have worked there since I was 15. I have worked there since I was 15. Okay? It is not correct to say I work there since I was 15. Okay? It is not correct at all. Just you can say I have worked there since I was 15. This is a present perfect. Okay? Now, let's go through the next part. Next usage of present simple. Okay, we have another usage to talk about facts or generally accepted truths. To talk about facts or generally accepted truths. Okay, now we have this sentence: students don't generally have much money. As students don't generally have much money. Okay, you know that as students don't have much money. Yes, it's a truth. It's a kind of truth, or you can say generally accepted truth. If you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. If you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. Okay, it's a kind of fact. It's a kind of fact. So you can use present simple when you want to talk about facts or generally accepted truths. Now, let's take a look at these words. I wrote some words on the board. Generally, mainly, normally, usually, traditionally. Again, generally, mainly, normally, usually, traditionally. Okay, you can use these kind of words, okay, in the present simple, like this. Students don't generally have much money, or you can say students don't normally have much money. Okay, and you can use in the present simple. Now let's take a look at another usage to tell stories and talk about films, books, and plays. Okay, now when you want to talk about films, books, and plays, or you want to tell stories, you can use present simple. Okay, let's take a look at this example. In the film, the tea lady falls in love. Okay, it's a verb, falls in love with the prime minister. Okay, it's a kind of film. Yes, or you can say you want to talk about a film. In the film, the tea lady falls in love with the prime minister. Okay, now let's go through the next usage. Okay, this is the last usage of present simple: to give instructions or directions. To give instructions or directions. You go down to the traffic light. Okay, it's a kind of direction. Yes. Okay, you go down to the traffic lights, then you turn left. Okay, it's a kind of directions. Now, another sentence: to start the program, first you click on the icon on the desktop. Click on the, okay? Click on the, okay? It is a first you click on the, it is an instruction. It is a, okay? It's an instruction. It's an instructions. Okay. Now we go through the present continuous tense. Okay. We have positive, negative, and interrogative. Okay, when you want to make a sentence in a positive form, just you should use am, is, are plus verb plus ing. Okay, for example, he is living in Thailand. He is living in Thailand. Okay, now negative, am, is, are plus not plus verb plus ing. I'm not living in Thailand. I'm not living in Thailand. Okay, I'm. It is the contraction form of I am. Now, question. Am, is, are plus, then plus verb plus ing. Now, are they living in Thailand? Oh, it's a question. Yes, are they living in Thailand? Okay, now let's go through the usage of present continuous. Okay, this is the first usage of present continuous to talk about temporary situations, not permanent, okay? Temporary. It is a temporary situation, okay? Exam, okay? For example, I'm studying really hard for my exams. I'm studying really hard for my exams, okay? As you see here, we have present continuous, and it's an exam, and it is a present continuous. Yeah, it's a temporary action. Now, another. My cousin is living in Thailand. My cousin is living in Thailand at the moment. At the moment. Okay, it means that he doesn't normally live there. He doesn't normally live there. Maybe live in another. He lives in another country. Okay, so we can say my cousin is living. It is a temporary action or temporary situation again, and we can say my cousin is living in Thailand at the moment. Okay, now you know that we can use some other words in the present continuous tense, like at the moment, currently, now, or you can say right now, this week, this month, this year. Okay, you can use these kinds of words for the present continuous. Again, at the moment, currently, now, this week, this month, this year. Now, another usage. Okay, to talk about actions. To talk about actions happening at the moment of speaking. Talk about actions happening at the moment of speaking. Okay, for example, right now I'm speaking English, yes, or I'm teaching English. Now, I'm waiting for my friends. I'm waiting for my friends. Okay, it's a kind of action that's happening right now or at the moment of speaking. Now, another usage is to talk about trends, okay, to talk about trends or changing situations. For example, the internet is making it easier for people to stay in touch with each other. The internet is making it easier for people to stay in touch, okay, with each other. It's a kind of trend. Now, the price of petrol is rising dramatically, okay, dramatically. Yeah, the price of petrol is rising dramatically. It is a kind of changing, or also can say it's a kind of trend too. And now, let's go through another usage of present continuous. Okay, this is the last usage of present continuous to talk about things that happen more often than expected often to show envy or to criticize with words like always, constantly, continually, forever. Again, always, constantly, continually, forever. Okay, my mom's always saying I don't help enough. It's a kind of complaint, okay? My mom's always saying I don't help enough. What about your mom? Okay. He's always visiting exciting places. He's always visiting exciting places. It's a kind of envy. It's a kind of envy. Say, he's always visiting exciting places. Now, we have state verbs here. You know that you cannot make present continuous with state verbs. Okay? The present continuous is not normally used with state verbs because the meaning of the verb itself is general truth. Okay? Is a general truth rather than something temporary. Is a general truth like, okay, these verbs describe thoughts, feelings, senses, position, and description. Okay, now let's go through the some examples. Okay, let's go through some examples about a state verb. Okay. Okay. As you see here, we have some verbs on the board like agree, assume, believe, disagree, forget, hope, know, regret, remember, suppose, think, understand. Now, let's take a look at this example. I assume you're too busy to play computer games. Okay, you know that assume and also believe, all of these words that I wrote on the board show thoughts. Okay, show thoughts. And here have you are too busy. Okay, I assume you are too busy to play computer games. Now, let's go through the next part. It is feelings. Okay, feelings like the word adore, despise, dislike, enjoy, feel, hate, like, love, mind, prefer, want. Okay. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Do you mind if I ask you a few questions here? Mind. Do you mind? And we don't use present continuous. Or I love music. I love music. Now, let's go through the senses. Sense, okay, like feel, hear, see, smell, and taste. Okay. This pudding smells delicious. Okay, this pudding smells delicious. Now, let's go through the next part. Okay, we use can to talk about something happening now. Okay, to talk about something happening now, we use can. For example, I can smell something burning. I can smell something burning. Or, okay, here we have a position like have, own, blank. My parents own a restaurant. My parents own a restaurant. Okay, it's a kind of position. Okay, now we have a description. The word like appear, contain, look like, mean, resemble, seem, smell, sound, taste, weigh. Okay. We can use when we want to describe someone or something. For example, you look like your mother. You look like your mother, but I look like my father. Okay, it's a permanent situation, not a temporary one. Okay, it's a permanent situation, not a temporary one. Okay, now let's go through the next part. Okay, as you see here, some state verbs can be used in present continuous. Okay, form, the meaning is temporary, like what are you thinking about? Okay, right now, what are you thinking about? Or, okay, here we have, I think you should tell her exactly what happened. I think, okay, it's a, okay, can say it's an idea, it's, for example, it's my opinion, it's my opinion, is so not temporary. Okay, can say, I think you should tell her exactly what happened. But here in this sentence, what are you thinking about? It is a temporary action. Now, next word, okay, next sentence. I'm tasting the sauce to see if it needs any more salt. I'm tasting the sauce to see if it needs any more salt. Now, I'm tasting, okay, here, right now I'm tasting. But when we say the sauce tastes delicious, it is, okay, it is not a temporary action. Taste, okay, taste delicious. Now, next, she's having a great time. She's having a great time. It is not a possession. Okay, can say is experiencing a not possession. Okay, and we have another. Students don't generally have much money. Have here is a possession. Okay, and now let's go through some questions. Okay, I will ask you some questions and you're supposed to answer to these questions, and after that I will answer to the questions and you can check the questions that you answered. Okay, let's go. Okay, as you see here, we have 3 questions on the board and you are supposed to choose A or B. Okay, first I will read these sentences for you, then you should think about the answers. Okay, are you ready? Let's start. Fiona is watching television because her favorite film star is on, or when she has time. I'm having my lunch early today as I have an appointment, or at the 1 o'clock every day. I do the shopping at the same time every week, or I do the shopping today for a friend who's ill. Okay, let's think about it. Then I will answer these questions and you should check it. Let's go. Okay, let's take a look at the first question. Fiona is watching television. Okay, what is the verb here? It is present continuous and is watching is a verb here. Okay, because her favorite film star is on. Okay, it is on. Okay, we cannot say when she has time because it's a present continuous and here is a temporary action. Say the film star is on. Now, second question. I'm having my lunch early today as I have an appointment. Early today as I have an appointment. Okay, we have every day, but it is not a fact or a truth. Okay, we can say it's a present continuous, so we use present continuous, okay, today as early today as I have an appointment. Okay, so it is not correct to use, choose the second part. Now, question number 3. I do the shopping at the same time every week. I do the shopping at the same time every week. It is correct, yeah, every week, because it's a truth, it's a fact. You can say it's a truth. I do the shopping, okay, or you can say it's a kind of routine at the same time every week. Now, let's go through the next part. This is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something from this video. If you like it, please share with your friends and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. And please click on the notification bell if you want to know about my recent videos. And if you have any suggestions, please write a comment below. And okay, nothing more. Goodbye and have a great day.